Okay. Um, I'm Ndagire. Um, DV winner 2023, 2022, 2023. Yeah, yes, of course. A friend of mine who was a DV winner 2029. So after winning, so we used to work at the same company. After winning, so when she told us, we also got inspired, and me, I started feeling right away. So I was supposed to fill the one of 2019 since they wanted passports. But by the time I got my passport, the period has already ended. Yeah, like I didn't give up. I tried the next time. Okay, the following year, I did win. I was not selected. I did not give up. So I tried. I tried for the second for the second time, uh, which is that year was 2022. So I so it his brother who was working on my behalf, because I just sent my picture and the rest was done. Yeah, the rest was done by his brother. So the rest I was just here, like, waiting for everything. Yeah, like he's always there, helping a lot of people. So for him, it's like me, I'll always feel for you people, but I won't host you in my home. And I won't even be your sponsor. So you're like, okay, we shall find means of finding everything. So 2022, they filled for me, so we waited till May. So when by that time, I was doing a lot of research, going on YouTube, like, trying to know more about the DV. Um, so in May 8th, that is when I checked because I was at work and I checked for myself. So when I checked, I was a win already. Yeah, so I yes, exactly. So I didn't feel for many years because people say I've filled for 10 years, 5 years. Me, I think I was just lucky because my other friends didn't win because they normally feel like for like 6 to 8 people. So I was the only winner. So my case number was 10,610. Yeah, around 10K there, yes. So I became current. I became current in December last year. So I had to keep on waiting for my second notification. Yeah, so I waited for January and February. So but around February I used to email KCC every after 2 weeks because me I needed my second notification. Yeah, like I couldn't wait because yeah, because everyone could ask me when are they going to reply you, like they couldn't wait for me, to get my visa. Yeah. So I kept on the last email I sent it like today. Then the following day, that friend of mine, the person who was helping me on my behalf, he called me telling me, yeah, he called me telling me that they have sent your second notification, which was first March. Yeah, yeah, that was first March. So I had also got the email. So when I went to check, I also, like, saw it. Yeah, from there I was very excited. So like we had to plan on how to do my medical and booking for me an appointment and arranging everything, going to Kenya. Okay, so They booked for me. My medical was on 3rd April. Yeah, this very year. Then my interview was on 19th, so I had to go to Kenya, then come back to Uganda. I just took my COVID certificate because my friend, the one who was a DV of 2019, she told me they might ask you for your immunization card. So I also took it, but they didn't ask me about it. So I went for my medical, and the medical fee was around 40,000 Kenyan shillings. It was 40,000. It was 40,951. So I went to my medical. I did my medical. I went through all that process. They tested for TB and everything was fine. Around 2 p.m. I was already out. So I got some vaccination. There were 4. I got MMR, influenza, hepatitis B, yeah, and DT. When I was done with my medical, they told me to go home. They will send the results to the embassy. My interview was supposed to be by 6:30 a.m. So I reached at the gate at around 5 in the morning a.m. So like I reached there, I find like one Ethiopian guy. So like we had to wait. People started coming in. So by 6, we started the checkup at the first gate. Yeah, like they were only asking for the confirmation page. They check your name, then you enter through security check to the second gate, to the second checkpoint. Sorry. Yeah, so from there I entered. So from there I entered. Uh, they said that they needed the confirmation page and one picture. So there, there were certain there was a certain lady at the waiting area. So yeah, so she gave me a paper on how to arrange my documents. She also gave me a small paper to fill my information, my names, my number, and my email address. So yeah, so I also gave her my appointment letter and she wrote there my number. It was 40004. That was my number. So I was like number 4. I was supposed to be number 4 to be interviewed. That is what I can say. Yeah, so I went to the waiting area, I filled up the form. So then after like some few minutes, I was called to go inside. I was called to go inside to window to window number it was window number 8. Yeah, but when I was given the paper on how to arrange my documents, I had no affidavit of support. I had not carried it. Because first I was running of time, we couldn't even get time to fill it. So they told me, you know what, just go because they might not even ask you. But reaching there, when I was given a paper on how to arrange my documents, it was number 7. It was either I-134 or I-186 under tax documents. And from there, I was shocked already and I was shaking because I never had them. I was like, I was like, no matter what, I have nothing to do. I have to do my interview. So when they called me, I handed in because I used high school certificates, senior 6, because that is what I have. So I handed in, yes, which is Form 6. I had also carried the one of O level and A level. So senior 4 and senior 6. When I went to window 8, I submitted my police certificate. the birth certificate, yeah, the police certificate, birth certificate, my high school. So the lady on that window, like when I gave in the one of O level and A level, which is senior 4 and senior 6, she only wanted one of senior 6. Yeah, because on the look on her face, she said, "Oh, even you also have this one." She was like, "Okay, let me also take it." But mostly, she needed one of senior 6. That is what she needed. Yeah. So then she told me, "Where is your affidavit of support?" I told her I don't have it. She told me, "So how are you gonna survive? How are you gonna survive when you go there?" I was like, "I was told if you guys need it, they'll send it to me." She was like, "Okay, but whether you like it or you don't like it, we need it." Like, yeah, like immediately when I told her that I don't have it, she grabbed that yellow paper and she put it in my file. I knew I was finished from there, but I had nothing to do. She put that paper and marked on the documents I was supposed to hand in. So she took my fingerprints and she told me, "From here you're going to go to the cashier window 10 and pay money for the visa before, yeah, before you go to your final interview." So she gave me the paper. I went and I paid the money. She told me after paying the money, you go back and sit to the waiting area. We shall call you back. Yeah, so she just asked me over a few questions. Are you married? Do you have kids? Have you ever been to the US? I said, no, I have no kids. I'm not married. Have you ever been denied a visa? I was like, no. So she told me, okay, you go pay the money, then you go back and wait. So I paid the 330. So then I went back to the waiting area. Yeah, so like after a few minutes, I was called in. I was called into the final interview. I was shaking because that area is too cold and I never carried anything on me, and everyone was feeling sorry for me. They could tell me, "Do you want a sweater?" Those guards there was like, "Yes, of course," because I'm already shaking. It's cold and I'm missing some information they needed. I was all shaking the entire process. By the moment I entered in the second gate going to the waiting area, I couldn't feel myself. Even when they gave me that paper on how to arrange my documents, after seeing number 7, it was all about financial support. I was like, I'm dead already. I was shaking from that moment to the time I entered. I couldn't even hold myself because I could even not take it anymore. Everyone was feeling sorry for me, but they could do nothing for me. And people could tell me, "You would have carried a sweater or anything." I was like, because I had nowhere to put it, so there was no reason for me to carry it. Because when when I went for my interview, I knew that even if it's too cold, I don't care, because my friend had already told me, the one of 2019, that that area is very cold. By the time you enter there, you go to know that you go to know that you are already in their country. I was like, really? I also want to experience. So I was shaking already. I was scared. I'm missing some information. I'm like, God, I could just call on my God, because me, I'm a Muslim. Yeah, I could just hold on to my Allah to help me out, because I was dying. Because that person who first interviewed me, that lady, she was very strict and very tough. Yeah, she was not a Kenyan. Yeah, she wasn't. She was very tough and very strict. Yet the one on yet the because when they told me to take my fingerprints, her machine could not work out. So I went to window number 9. That is where I took my first fingerprints. But that lady was very sweet because you could hear on how she talks to people. You know what? You have to be with affidavit. You know, we need these documents. She could tell people, for you have to take your DNA because you are going to see your mother. Oh my God. It's like that day everyone was missing a certain document because I didn't even understand what was going on. Because the, 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 the first family which entered, they were given a yellow paper. The guy was standing with at the entrance. He was the first. Then there was also that was a family of four, two kids and their parents. Then a family of five, three kids and their parents. They are also given a yellow paper. Um, the next person who interviewed me was a man, and he was a white guy. Yeah, so when I reached that window, so he called on my name and he was like, "Okay, Asiat, you know, when you go there, you have to swear, but whatever you're going to say is nothing but the truth." I was like, "Okay, yes." You're so The guy started right away. He couldn't even give me a minute to breathe. Was like, "Okay, are you married?" I was like, "No." "You have kids?" "No." "Have you ever been to US? Have you ever committed any crime?" I was like, "No." "Have you ever been denied a US visa?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Okay." So, as he's asking, he's also busy typing on the computer. Down he's typing and he's looking on another computer up there. So then he told me, like, I didn't even take like 5 minutes when I was talking with that man. He told me, since you're missing some information, I'm going to give you this paper, the yellow one. Yeah, because it's the one who gave it to me was like, since you have no like affidavit, I'll give you this form. So you go back home, you send us the information. Like, yeah, because that paper has the instruction on how to send them. So like if you don't use that one, then you use DHL. So if you send them via Kenya, it's free of charge. But then outside Kenya, then you have to pay some money to send those documents. So he gave me that paper and he told me, "Are you traveling anywhere?" I was like, "No." So he told me, "If you're not traveling anywhere, I'll keep your passport. If you're not traveling anywhere with it, you leave it here." I was like, "No, I don't need it because at the border you can use your national ID, yeah, stuff like that." So I gave him my passport, then I went out. But I was already confused. Yeah, I just went, I picked my phone because whenever people are moving out, those security guys are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, no, no, I'm not." But then I told that guy who normally stands on that area where we pick our phones. So I told him I'm not okay, but I was given this yellow paper. He was like, "For that yellow paper, at least you still have some hope." I was like, "Okay," but I couldn't believe it. Yeah, because me, I was expecting a green paper. No, but I knew since it was because of affidavit, it was financial support. I was like, I understand. At least I know what I'm missing. So I just went outside. I sat somewhere. I was waiting for my driver. So I started communicating to my friend from the person who was helping me to fill, my friend, then a relative who is supposed to be my sponsor. She's also my host. Yeah, so since that period was a period of ED, so like, yeah, I had to wait like for 4 days because it was a Wednesday. I had to wait Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday till next week. That is when I got all the information from my sponsor. Then I handed in those documents on 25th of April. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is what we did. No, I was still there. I was still there. Yeah, because from there it's free of charge. And since I was running out of money, because you have to pay for the hotel. Yeah, like yeah, I was already low on money, so I had to wait. After even submitting those financial documents, I had to wait. Me thinking maybe it will take like 2 days. Then they tell me the final decisions. Then on the yellow paper, the yellow paper was saying that after sending in those documents, you have to wait for 8 days before you communicate to the what? To the embassy. So I waited only for 3 days and I was already frustrated. And that person helping me from US was telling me those guys take like several weeks, even months. You should go back to Kampala. At first I was insisting that no, it won't take long because they are just, few documents. It will take them like 2 days to give me the final answer. He told me, okay, you be there waiting, but it might take long. Me, I'm telling you. Me, I'm telling you. So I only waited for 3 days and I was already frustrated. Even living in Kenya, I was crying because I was like, maybe this is the end of me. I've spent all of my money. I have no job because my company where I work from, it was already closed. So I just booked a bus. I just woke up one morning when I was already frustrated. I booked a bus. Yeah, I used Simba. So I booked a bus. So like I have my sister in Ginger. I was like, I'll wait from here in Ginger because from Ginger to Busia and Kenya, it's not too far. Yeah, because when I sat there, I was like, maybe I'm still in Kenya. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was already, depressed and I was feeling anxious. So I waited and I waited. Like after 15 days. So it was Monday last week. Yeah, it was Monday last week. When a friend of mine from US called me and told me that I've checked and you have been issued. Yeah, because before you could check, it could show refused, but the date was changing. Yeah, yeah, the date only because yeah, month of this month. Yes, yeah, yeah. It took like 15 days to get the reply from those guys. Yeah, because after like some time he was like, let me send them an email. Yeah, so the reply was like, uh you like keep on waiting. If there are any developments, we shall let you know. Then he was like, okay. Then he told me I'll send them another email. So by the time when he called me, it was like I had already sent them an email, but even before like checking on what they had replied me, I went to check on your status. It had already changed to issued. Of course, I was very excited because that is what I've been waiting for. Like it takes a full year from the time you feel, then it comes to May, then you become current, then again you have to wait for your second notification. Oh my God. You can even feel sick in that process because like they told me that my package was at the DHL on 17th. Yeah. Then I had to book again. I no May May this very month. Yeah, because I yeah. It was issued on 15th May. So like they told me it will take like one business day to be ready. Okay, I waited. Then I got an email that it's already at DHL for pickup. Yeah, me I used the Yaya Center. Yeah, Yaya Center. That is what they filled. So I had to go there. Then I had to book again to go back that side. So I traveled 3 times. Yeah, to Kenya. That has been my dream. I've been dreaming of going to that country. I don't know, like for like 20 years now, ever since I was like a teenager. But surprisingly, yes, the state where I'm going to, it's what I wanted ever since, even before knowing I'll even fill the green card. Um, since like it takes like 16 hours to go back to Kenya, I reached at around 7 in the morning. Yeah, I had to sleep fast for like 3 hours and a half. I reached Yaya Center at around like 10:30. So I was at BHL at around like 10:30. Yeah, I found there are some people that had also come to pick their packages. Yeah, some were picking their passports also. So I also waited. They asked me for my national. They asked me for the ID, so I ended in my national ID. Yeah, but though though when you read the instruction when you are going to pick your package, they say you present the birth certificate, stuff like that. So I had carried my birth certificate, but the lady asked me for the national ID. I was like, this is very simple. I gave her my national ID, then he told me to sign on a certain gadget. So I had to sign. So like he looked for my package, then he handed it to me. So I so I just opened, then I checked for the names, date of birth. Yeah, because they tell you to check whether your names are right, the date of birth, place of birth, stuff like that. That information you have to confirm before you leave. Bef- They say if you find any error, you have to take back the passport to the embassy for them to change it.